who's driving?
I don't know how I ended up here.
How does it feel?
Well, I suppose it's good that the freeway is pretty straight.
Why?
Well, I don't have to deal with a bunch of hairpin turns or anything.
Yeah, that's true.
But it is fast.
It is fast. Have you ever driven this fast before? That you know
I
of?
don't even know what it is in miles per hour.
What are you driving?
On 120.
120. That's pretty fast. Currently stuck in traffic. How you doing?
Well, it's kind of nice to go slow.
Yeah, it's like a
Honestly.
breather. Absolutely.
So, I'll take it.
We made it to the border crossing, our first border crossing of the trip. We made it to Croatia and got another stamp in our passport. Woohoo! Woo! We're Karin and Jeremy, an average couple with average jobs and limited vacation time. When we take trips, we have 1 or 2 weeks, 3 if we're lucky, and we want to see and do as much as possible when we travel. Join us as we maximize our vacation time on Mapping It.
Welcome to our Airbnb in Rovinj. Let me show you around. Right here is the dining room. And just 2 steps away, the living room. We have a small kitchen over here, sink, fridge, small stove burner, and then the most important feature, air conditioning, with it being 90 degrees out. Just a short walk away, the bedroom, and the bathroom. Now let's go get some dinner.
We're at the Brist Olive Grove, walking through it, and we're going to have an amazing dinner tonight. We booked this experience several months in advance of our trip because it's very popular and known to sell out. We started our evening with a walk through the extensive olive groves on the Brist farm. Our tour was led by Paul, one of the owners. His energy and love for the land really came through during the tour.
Olive trees are quite tough. You've seen pictures of them in Greece coming out of the sides of cliffs and all that. But if you give them a better environment, they will grow better. Okay, so what we do before we plant any new trees is we clear away the soil and we actually down to the limestone, and then we get a huge digger and we basically smash a hole about 2 meters deep and about 2 meters wide, and we pull out 8 to 10 cubic meters of solid limestone. Okay, that goes on the side. Huh?
For every tree?
For every single tree, my friend. Yeah. So then we also bring in some local fresh soil, extra, and some cow manure. Now, Americans probably know, most people know what cow manure. No, there's a couple of nations that are not sure. Cows, you know what cows are? Okay, grass in this end of the cow, manure out the other end of the cow. Okay, so cow poop. Fantastic, it's wonderful for the trees. So we layer that with the soil into the holes. The last 50 centimeters, no cow poop, because fresh cow poop has too much acidity for the roots of the young trees.
You put it fresh or you...
Yeah, well, no, it's dried. It's dried up at that stage. So, so we layer it in. You'll see plenty of it around the grove. And that, what does that do? Well, first of all, of course, it gives a source of nutrients for the tree. Secondly, it creates a nice big space for the tree to put its roots into. But thirdly, what it does is it creates effectively a space for a reservoir of water. Somewhere between 400 and 500 years old. So basically that's one tree. When they renovate, and what they will do is they will make a drawing and mark which bits are renovated and which bits are original. So if you have to work on the original parts in the future, you have to get more paperwork. Whereas if for example, if there's some damage to the roof, they can just put the tile back because the roof is only actually 20 years old.
This is an incredible 13th century chapel that's been partially restored. There used to be a tree growing inside of it, and there's 16th century frescoes.
So basically, if you come along with your camera and take a picture and you're not thinking about it, it just looks generally the way it would, although it's missing a bell. But if you're coming along in 100, 200 years from now, any conservation architect would say, okay, that's a 13th century chapel because of its structure and so on and so forth. Should have a bell. It doesn't have a bell. There's no evidence of a bell. So that means that's renovated, and that's renovated, and probably the roof has been renovated.
After the tour through the olive groves, we sat down for our dinner and olive oil tasting, guided by Lena, co-owner of Brist and Paul's wife. She was born and raised here and is carrying on the family business and helping it grow in a natural and sustainable way.
So born and raised here, surrounded by olive trees. Very, very passionate about olive oil and other food, especially Istrian food. And I will guide you today through one of our special oils. So once we take a little sip, we move it around our mouth so it covers our tongue. And usually we will take a little bit of air through our teeth, so like this, and exhale through the nose. So. And you want to cough. You can cough. It's a normal reaction. Everybody coughs. So cough. And do like this, like cough like a man. You have water on your table, so please, or a little bit of.
We enjoyed tasting 6 different olive oils and really learned a lot about what to look for in a good quality Croatian olive oil. I think it's warm enough.
I think so. What do you smell?
Green.
Green.
Grass. Ooh, it's like peppery.
No.
It's got a burn. Givili. We wrapped up our night with an incredible experience with Brist olive oils. We started by walking their olive grove grounds and learning about the olive oil making process. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Learned a lot of things.
And many differences between different types of olive trees.
Yeah. We learned that the leaves on an olive tree have a lifespan of about 3 years, and they're constantly shedding and they're constantly regrowing new leaves. So that's very cool.
Yeah. And they take a lot of pruning to be shaped the way that they are. Otherwise, they would grow like a bush.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They pruned them into the shape of sort of like a wine glass.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then when the Grove tour was done, we sat down to an olive oil tasting, and we learned that olive oil should have the smell of freshness.
Mm-hmm.
It should have bitter taste, right? And it should kind of burn or
Yeah.
tingle in your throat.
Yeah. Kind of like a heat almost.
A heat, yeah, like a blooming of heat
Yeah.
in your throat.
Yeah.
And that's how you know you've got a good one. If it smells bad, don't use it. It's probably bad.
Yeah. And then Brist has several awards. They've gotten the gold at the New York Olive Oil competition. And then they've also had a few top 20 worldwide olive oil awards.
Yeah.
So it was pretty cool.
Yeah, they're pretty good at what they do. That's basically what we're saying.
Having never heard of Croatian olive oil.
Before coming here, yeah.
Interesting to know that they're such high quality.
Yeah. It's been an incredible experience.
See you in the next one.
We made it to Croatia! Woohoo! We got another stamp in our passport. Woohoo!
Woo! Why, hello there. Welcome to our Airbnb in Rovinj.
We're at the Brist Olive Grove doing a vineyard.
This year we invested in a fantastic 40 metric tons of cow poop. When my father-in-law ordered it and I saw the invoice come across my desk, I was there like, wow, 40 metric tons of poop. I was there like, I wonder what that looks like. So when it was delivered, I heard it was being delivered, I was there, I have to go up and see this. 40 metric tons of cow poop is about the size of a small to medium-sized house. Trust me, it was a windy day. When you walked on the windward side of it, man, that is like a wellness treatment. You can feel your face is like, being lifted by it. So, interestingly, when I married into this family many years ago, I was here first in September, and I noticed that my father-in-law's trees, these ones here, our trees, were quite green, and his neighbour's trees were quite yellow and a bit dried. And my neighbour was there spraying water on his trees, and I asked Silvano, you know, I haven't seen you spraying, do you spray water? And he says, man, no, I see Gambi's doing it, our neighbour. But he said an interesting thing. He goes, I don't like town water. Now, I am a city boy from Dublin. These are city boy hands, you know. And I was sort of offended. I was there like, what is wrong with town water? How dare you insult town water? And then I was there like, wait a second, what is town water? And he says, well, drinking water. And I was like, okay, but hold on a second. I drink the water here, and my wife does, and our kids do. So is there some memo, some email, some message, we're not supposed to drink the water here? And he goes, oh no, we all drink the water from the tap, there's no problem. But drinking water always contains trace elements of chlorine and fluorine as a disinfectant. And he goes, yeah, I prefer not have that on my olives. So I was there like, wow, interesting family to marry into, that the water is good enough for the humans, but not quite good enough for the olives. Come, let's head on.
Julie. Did I say that right? What are we saying?
So we did stuff today,
Yeah.
and we did stuff.
Okay. Yeah, I'm normally the one wearing the black shirt because we do this when I'm in pajamas.
Huh.
And it's
The
black.
audience doesn't need to know that.
They won't know that. I'm in pajamas now.
Gosh.
Just kidding.
Just kidding.